Imagine trying to direct like a live, unscripted Broadway show.
Oh, boy.
Right. You have this massive budget, a super strict deadline, and, hundreds of expectant people sitting in the audience.
No pressure at all.
Yeah, exactly. No pressure. But now imagine you have to hire every single actor, the lighting technician, the costume designer, all of them individually.
Wow.
And none of them have ever worked in this particular theater before.
That sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
It really does. They're all showing up for the very first time on opening night, and you are entirely responsible for making sure they, don't trip over each other.
Right.
That chaotic, high-stakes scenario, that is essentially the traditional wedding industry. And for decades, that's just how things were done.
It really is. It's a model that effectively forces consumers to take on, like, a second full-time job as a project manager. But with these intensely high emotional and financial stakes attached to the outcome, we expect people with zero large-scale event planning experience to suddenly just
become experts.
Exactly, to become these master coordinators overnight, managing a dozen different contracts and timelines, and honestly, big personality.
Yeah, that overwhelming pressure is exactly why we are unpacking this fundamental shift in the event industry today. So, welcome to the deep dive. We've got this fascinating document we're looking at called The Rise of Co.Docs.
It's a great read.
It really is. And our mission today is to dissect this massive emerging trend known as co-branded wedding packages.
Right.
It's this huge move away from the isolated, every vendor for themselves model, moving into this strategic, highly integrated collaboration.
Yeah, it's a total game changer.
So we're going to get into the mechanics of how these packages are actually built, why they're saving consumers from just total burnout, and how the strategy represents like a brilliant, highly profitable model for pretty much any service-based business that's operating in a fragmented market.
Yeah, and the transition from these silos to squads, it really starts with a shift in consumer psychology.
Okay, how so?
Well, modern consumers are increasingly treating convenience and seamlessness as like the ultimate currency.
Right.
And a co-branded wedding package directly addresses that. Instead of a couple hunting down a planner and then vetting a florist and interviewing photographers.
And taste testing caterers individually, which takes forever.
Exactly. Instead of all that, they just purchase a collaborative service bundle. Multiple independent vendors team up. They operate under a shared promotional strategy, and they just offer this all-in-one experience.
Which totally solves that Broadway problem we were just talking about.
Yes.
Because the biggest hidden benefit for the consumer isn't even just the simplified booking. It's the execution on the actual day of the event.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like instead of that chaotic Broadway opening, you're essentially hiring a movie production crew that has already made like 5 blockbuster movies together.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
They just have this built-in shorthand,
Yeah, the day of execution changes drastically when the vendors share a history. Like, take the classic conflict between a photographer and a caterer.
Oh, yeah. A tale as old as time.
Right. The photographer is chasing that perfect golden hour sunlight for portraits, which means, of course, delaying the couple's entrance to the reception.
Right, but meanwhile, the caterer has, 100 expensive steaks resting in the kitchen?
Exactly. And if those steaks aren't served in the next 10 minutes, they're completely ruined.
Oh, man.
So in the traditional model, the couple is caught right in the middle of that conflict, trying to play mediator in their wedding clothes.
Which sounds incredibly stressful. But in a prepackaged squad, that conflict is resolved before the event even starts, right?
Exactly. Because the photographer and the caterer have worked together 20 times before. They've already built a timeline that accounts for both the sunset and the prep time for the main course.
Wow.
Yeah, the vendors handle the logistics amongst themselves, which completely removes that mental load from the consumer.
Okay, so that makes total sense for the couple. Obviously, they want that. But that brings us to the incentive structure for the businesses.
Right. Because
independent businesses are notoriously protective of their autonomy.
Oh, very.
So ditching solo operations to form these strategic alliances, it requires a tangible return on investment. And the source material highlights 3 distinct business drivers for this: shared marketing efficiency, stronger brand authority, and, surprisingly, increased revenue potential.
Yeah, let's talk about that revenue potential, because I know you had some thoughts on that.
I do, yeah, because I want to push back on that a bit. On the surface, the math seems totally contradictory. Well, if a luxury photographer, a high-end venue, and a premium florist bundle their services, they're usually offering the package at a slight aggregate discount, right, to incentivize the booking.
Usually, yeah.
So, if you're an in-demand professional, shaving 10 or 15% off your standard rate just to be part of a package, I mean, it sounds like you are leaving money on the table.
And that is the instinctual fear of most business owners. But the mechanics of bundling actually drive higher overall spending.
Really?
Yeah, it's wild. When a consumer sees a comprehensive package that solves their absolute biggest headache, which is the coordination, they become far less sensitive to the total price tag.
Oh, interesting.
They're willing to spend a larger lump sum up front just for the peace of mind.
Oh.
And more importantly, this collaborative model creates the perfect environment for upselling premium features.
Oh, I see. It's the same psychology as buying a luxury car.
Exactly.
Like, if you are already committing $70,000 to the base model, adding the $3,000 technology package feels like a minor upgrade rather than a massive expense
Spot on.
because you're already in that mindset of purchasing a complete premium experience.
Precisely. So the base package might represent a slight discount, sure, but the vendors are capturing a much higher volume of clients who would have otherwise been totally intimidated by the piecemeal planning process.
Right.
And then they seamlessly introduce those premium add-ons. So the photographer offers a drone footage package.
The venue offers an extended late-night hour with a custom cocktail bar.
Exactly. So the overall revenue per client increases, all while the client feels like they're receiving immense value.
That is so smart. And the way these specific vendor squads form isn't random either. The text points out that the combinations are highly strategic and designed to solve specific logistical friction points.
It's all about logistics.
Like, the most obvious pairing is a venue and catering partnership, because a caterer who intimately knows the venue's kitchen layout, their power constraints, their load-in docks, they're going to operate flawlessly.
Right.
Whereas an outside caterer might, accidentally blow a circuit breaker right in the middle of the best man's speech.
Which nobody wants.
Yeah.
And you also see photography and videography bundles, which is crucial for not just a consistent visual style, but for spatial coordination.
Oh, like not getting in each other's way.
Exactly. Two separate visual teams will frequently ruin each other's shots, or they'll physically trip over each other's lighting stands.
Right, yeah.
By teaming up, they share equipment, they plan their angles in advance. It's seamless. We're also seeing bridal fashion teaming up with makeup services and entertainment specialists collaborating with decor teams.
Decor and entertainment.
Yeah, to create these immersive atmospheres where the lighting design is perfectly synced to the live band's set list.
That sounds incredible. But okay, the ultimate stress test for this model has to be the destination wedding.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because trying to plan a massive event from 3,000 miles away, dealing with different time zones, currency exchanges, local regulations, it's a logistical nightmare.
It's basically impossible for a layperson.
Yeah. So the destination teams we are seeing emerge essentially act as a localized task force.
Brilliant.
You have a travel planner securing the flights and resorts, a local event planner navigating the regional permits, and a local photographer who knows all the hidden landscape spots that don't just show up on Instagram.
And the destination model also perfectly illustrates the concept of brand authority transfer.
What do you mean by that?
Well, in a foreign market, the